Hello, I'm Chris Johnson, and I'm the managing editor of the Mandarin, Australia's leading publication dedicated solely to public sector news. One of the many ways that we deliver the up-to-date news, analysis and commentary on public sector issues is via Mandarin Talks. Mandarin Talks is a service we provide regularly where we have a chat live stream with some of the great thinkers and innovators in this space. Former and leading public sector leaders, politicians, authors, academics, journalists, as a panel, sometimes one-on-one, and we'd love you to join. Mandarin Talks is exclusive to our Mandarin Premium subscribers. Here are some highlights of the recent Mandarin Talks that we have held.
Well, you resign. And it's happened dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of times in the Trump administration, in the various departments, in the Department of Defense, in the Pentagon, in the State Department. Many State Department officials have resigned. It's very difficult. Some people need the job and can't afford to, but it's very difficult to speak up because there are usually rules and regulations that prevent you from doing so. A better example is Warwick Smith, the extremely well-qualified ex-Macquarie director, ex-many things, who was appointed to the Morrison government's China relations body. He became very concerned that it was being stacked with people of a certain political persuasion. So he stepped down a few months ago. And he's sounded a warning against allowing ideology to influence the conduct of what should be a pragmatic relationship.
We have a very narrow Anglo-centric view of economics in this country, because in the rest of the world, there's a wonderful economist at Cambridge who's Korean called Ha-Joon Chang, and he says, there are many different ways of doing capitalism. It doesn't undermine capitalism for there to be a partnership between business and government, because business is absolutely critical to the recovery of the economy, but they can't do it without government. And it's not fair to expect them to do the role of government. The unemployment where I live in central Melbourne is catastrophic amongst young people. So I think when people see that, in fact, this doesn't work, that things don't trickle down, that this doesn't provide enough stimulus, we've got to say, well, maybe, it's not such a bad thing for government to do things if it does it in partnership with everyone else.
One of the things we've also learned from the COVID experience is the criticality of the volunteer organisations like the Rural Fire Service and the not-for-profits who support communities in huge stress and distress, and the criticality of emergency and key workers. And I think if we've learnt anything in the last 12 months, I hope we've learnt that.
What we need to do, I think, is to make sure two assumptions are built into our system. The first one is that the public sector is very, very important. We must put the public service and the public sector back at the top of our thinking. The second thing we need to do is to make sure, built into the processes of educating our public service and our politicians, to make crisis management a much bigger issue. We in Australia have learned a lot about this over the years. We've had our floods and our fires, but given we're being told that this is going to be a consistent theme in our system, and let's face it, there could be another pandemic. There's all these viruses might pop up in the Arctic, as it warms down a bit.
I'd encourage you to subscribe to Mandarin Premium and join us in taking part and enjoying these great Mandarin Talks. All the best.